In this episode of Beyond the Closing, we talk with Myra Rodriguez about dual residency. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First United Land Transfer. Enjoy the conversation. Myra, hi.
Hi, George. How are you today?
Myra, I am doing so amazing, and the start of 2020 has been so great. How about yourself?
It's been awesome. New goals, new action plan. I'm just so excited about 2020.
You got a new attitude.
You got it.
I love it. So, Myra, the one time you and I were talking, and I was I think on a ship going on vacation,
Right.
and you had told me that you actually worked for that ship line.
I did.
And that you lived in Florida.
I did. Lucky me, I got to live in Florida for about 15 years. And I love Florida.
How was that?
It was phenomenal. I lived in South Beach first, of course. I was in the trends there. And then I moved on up north slowly. Just as my family moved, I followed them. And I finished off in Hollywood. But I got to work for an awesome cruise line, which was phenomenal. It was Royal Caribbean International. And I got to work in their offices for about 10 years. And then I got promoted and they moved me on back to the Northeast. And I was selling the premium brand, Celebrity Cruises.
So that's like a complete 180 because you're going from really beautiful, nice, sunny weather, right? Everybody's happy. Everybody's got their nice tan on. Everybody's got their beach bodies. And then you come up to the Northeast and everybody's, well, not everybody, but there's a lot of cranky people.
I know.
You know, the weather, people are depressed, especially at this time of year in January. And, you know, it brings us to what we wanted to talk about it and dual residency, because I see that a lot of people are actually in this, now people are thinking, hey, you know what, why not buy an investment property in Florida? Why not buy a property near some of the theme park resorts and, commute, go back and forth, spend time there, spend time here. So have you ever thought that? Have you ever thought of that?
Yes, I definitely have. Well, I'm getting close to that retirement time. I still got a lot of time left, but
yes, you do.
But I would love to own a property in Florida. I love Florida. During the snowbird time, which is like January to maybe early April, it's pretty crowded in Florida. I mean, depending upon where you're staying, but traffic is pretty hectic, but the weather is beautiful, and all the major activities are happening. From the art festival, the boat show, which is, as a matter of fact, is coming up in February.
Yeah, let's not forget spring training for all the baseball fans.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
So there's a lot of...
oh, my God, yes. And the beaches. Let's not forget the beaches.
Let's not forget the beaches.
Exactly.
Usually around this time of year, I like to, just get away. And, it's become almost a habit for me to just start looking at flights to get down to Florida. A lot of times, before, I would just pack my car, throw a bunch of stuff in it, go down and visit friends to friend, and just kind of hang out with them and just have a good time.
Sure. I mean, I think that's one of the nice advantages about going to Florida. You can just get in your car and be there, in a day and a half? I mean, if it was just to drive straight through. I think my guy told me it took about 20 hours to get down to Florida.
Depending on where you're going, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
So what are some of the advantages of being, having dual residency?
What? I mean, I'm not, I think as far as dual residency, I think of car insurance.
Okay.
Right? I think of tax write-offs. I mean, there's some major tax write-offs. I mean, it all depends.
Well, tell me a little bit more about that as a tax write-off.
Well, I would think that probably depending upon which state you decide to make it your main home. Like, there's some people in Florida, they say they live in Florida, and maybe they don't. Maybe they only go down dual residency maybe during the snowbird season. Okay. But maybe they use that as their major address, not maybe their Northeast address, or maybe their Midwest, because there's also a lot of people there from the Midwest, too.
Right. I never really thought about, I've heard the term snowbirds, but I didn't know there was a season.
There is.
Right? a time frame for that season.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes.
you go down for the winter time.
Right.
But I never knew that, it was January to, what did you say, March?
Early April.
April?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
A lot of the people that go down to Florida they're usually leaving right after the Christmas holidays.
That makes sense.
And they're there straight through, and they have like their second family. That's their friends, family that are there, and they all meet each other. It's so funny. My aunt lives in an awesome development in Hollandale,
Okay.
and she says, once the snowbird season starts, it's like it's one big happy party. Everybody's back together again. They're catching up on the things that they probably missed in those months when they weren't there, and now they're just with their second family and having a great time.
Myra, where do I sign?
Yeah, I'm ready to go too.
I'm sold.
Me too.
My goodness.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love the snow.
Do you really?
I love the mountains.
Do you really?
I love what the valley has to offer. But, man, I would give anything right now to actually be parked on the beach, a cold drink in one hand and my butt in the sand.
It's me too. I love the beach.
Yeah.
And the weather in Florida at this time of the year is phenomenal. I mean, it's 75 degrees, 80.
Say no more. I think this podcast's over. Let's go.
I know. Let's go, right?
So what are the biggest, what are the major attractions that you liked being down in Florida?
I mean, now, so many things have happened and changed. I mean, because I've been back home for about, I think it's 10 years.
Okay.
10 years go by so
So
quickly.
when you say home, is Pennsylvania, because you're not
No, I mean back into the Northeast.
Okay. You're originally from New York, right?
Yes, originally. I'm a Bronx girl from Co-op
right.
City. Yeah. But, I mean, what I love, there's some really great areas. There's South Beach, but now they've made over in Biscayne, which is near the port.
Oh, yeah.
They've really changed that up, where the stadium is. I think it's the Wells Fargo Stadium that's down there in Biscayne. That whole area there, they redid, and I think it's called the New South Beach is what I'm thinking.
Oh.
I thought I heard that. So it's not so much South Beach by the beach. Now it's more inland a little bit more.
Okay.
So I hear, because they've built it up and how can I say that? Redone? No, I shouldn't say that. Some revitalized is the word I wanted to say.
Yes.
Yeah, similar to what they're trying to do with Allentown.
You know what? I think Allentown, they're doing a really decent job.
I think so, too.
All the great restaurants that are coming up.
Yes.
All of the activities that are happening up here. And, it just with the PPL Center and all of these concerts that we didn't have back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, also, as you're talking about revitalizing, there's a lot of the local businesses, the hospitals that are putting money into the community, having new programs like Live Near Your Work, right? Are programs where they actually help by giving a grant to their employees,
Right.
so they can buy a house near the downtown areas.
Oh, really?
You can't beat that, especially with all these new constructions, all these new condos, all these new homes that are actually erecting here in the Lehigh Valley. I think it's impressive.
Absolutely. I think they were doing the same thing over there in Biscayne Boulevard there, which is close to the new Wells Fargo, similar to like the PP&L Center. They've built up new restaurants, new co-ops, new apartment buildings, etc. I mean, and they're still revitalizing so many areas. I mean, my aunts live in Hollandale Beach. That whole area down to Dania Beach, which is like Hollywood Beach, it's all revitalized. New buildings. My aunts just keep on telling me, Myra, I can't wait till you see so many changes, because I haven't been to Florida in 2 years. So I'm looking forward to going there in April.
What's taking you so long?
Real estate.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a really great job up here. Have you ever thought about getting a license in Florida as well?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the plan for 2020,
Okay.
to definitely get a license.
What
in
does
Florida.
2020 look like for you as far as dual residency?
Well, I pray and hope that maybe eventually I can end up in Florida and be able to be there part-time. I mean, I have friends and family that are there, and they would love for me to come down.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would love to actually have a friend who has another house down in Florida. So count me in.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. I mean, for sure, I would definitely. I mean, I love Florida. I loved it when I lived there, and I miss it. I do, but things change, and you know what? I can go back again at another time. So.
Absolutely. What do you love most about Florida?
My favorite part were the beaches.
Of course. What's your favorite
The
beach?
restaurants. Well, Hollywood Beach is pretty nice.
Where is that in lines to like I don't know, let's say Miami Beach, right? I was there last year.
Well, Miami Beach, I mean, it starts all the way in South Beach and
Okay.
works all the way up to North Beach. Hollywood is pretty nice. They revitalized that area too as well. They've done a lot of changes in Florida. If you guys haven't been to Florida, I mean, they've done so many changes. And not only that, I haven't been, like I told you, in 2 years. My aunts were telling me how many more changes has happened within those 2 years.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing. I think that's why so many people move down there. Between there and to Orlando, too, is another big area that people are relocating to, too, as well.
Why Orlando?
You know, I'm not really sure, considering it's central.
Okay.
But I'm guessing probably because of real estate. People are just moving down there. They're just loving it more and more.
See, I
They
thought
don't
it
want to
was-
be so close to the beach. Not everybody loves the beach.
Yeah, true.
So
I thought it was love for the mouse.
maybe.
Right.
For Mickey Mouse, right?
That's right. That's right. Of course. Because that would be the only reason why I moved to Orlando.
Right.
You know, have a nice little condo and be able to go to Disney anytime I want.
Yes. It's
So
it's
one
so
of my
funny
favorite
how
attractions down there.
I was at an appointment to list a home over in South Whitehall, and that's where they're moving to in Florida to Kissimmee,
Very nice.
which is near Orlando. So.
Yeah, there's so many areas. Like Vero Beach is up and coming.
Oh my God, I love Vero Beach. I mean, it's the up and coming area.
Right.
It is, but it's way up there. It's north of Deerfield Beach is another nice area too as well. Fort Lauderdale, everybody knows Fort Lauderdale, right?
Of course.
So,
Of course. You know, as you and I are talking, the only thing that I could think about is just packing my shorts and a T-shirt and, you know, just heading on down, just getting in my car. My sunroof's already open in my mind.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
driving down and, you know, coming
think
back
so,
up in the
too.
summer.
absolutely.
So, but we dream.
We can, right? We're
Doesn't-
allowed.
Doesn't cost anything.
No.
I'm ready to go on vacation.
So am I.
So I hope everybody's enjoyed this. Myra, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
being here with us. Happy 2020. I wish you the very best. And, well, we'll get
Thank
together
you,
soon.
George.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you
rest
for
of-
inviting me.
And thank you for being here. See you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.